Hey guys, you are welcome to my channel. My name is Olivia. In today's video we are going to learn how to make one shoulder blouse. So if this is something you are interested in, then please keep on watching. So I'll start by making a basic bodice blouse, and I have a tutorial on that, so I'll put a link in the description box so you can check it out. And I also went ahead to transform the basic bodice into princess dart bastia. Okay, so I really don't want this video to be very long. That is why I didn't include how to make it. So if you want to know how to cut and sew a princess dart bastia, let me know in the comment section below. I'll be glad to make that. All right, so I really don't want this video to be boring. That is why I skipped this part. So I also went ahead to do the back pattern. This is a freehand though, so the concentration here is the off shoulder. All right, so I just want to show you how I'll make that one shoulder using the princess dart bastia. All right, I'm using a lace for this project, so I'll go ahead and attach the lace to the satin, and then we'll continue from there. So I've gone ahead to attach the lace to the satin. That's for both the front and the back. So right now I'm going to join the front part together. And then I'll go ahead and stitch with 1/2 inch allowance. Afterwards, I will notch and then I'll go ahead and iron with my homemade breast hem. And if you love to make one for yourself, I have a detailed tutorial on how to make your own homemade breast hem, so I'll put the link in the description. All right, so I'll go ahead and iron the seam lines. So the next thing I want to do is to place the main piece and the lining together. That's right sides facing each other, and then I'll pin them together. And in this section, you just need to note where you want the shoulder to be and where you want the off to be. All right, so here I'm determining the width of the shoulder I want. Then afterwards, you need to measure how deep you want the one hand to be. So from my neckline, I came down by 2.5, and then I connected them to the other armhole. All right, so this is how I made mine. The depth totally depends on you or your client. So whatever depth you are using, make sure you subtract 1/2 inch from that depth neck, and then use that to mark the line, so that by the time you stitch it together, you will get back your real depth. All right, I hope that makes sense. So if you want a complete one hand off, all you have to do is to connect it this way to the end of the armhole. All right, to get the complete one hand off. So I'll go ahead and cut that line I made. So please, after cutting it, do not throw that away. It will serve as a pattern to cut out the back. All right, so I'll go ahead and stitch the neckline with 1/2 inch, and afterwards I'll flip it and understitch on the lining. I also add a hemming gum to it while stitching the neckline. So for the back, I'm going to place the satin or the lining right side facing each other. I'm just trying to make this easier for myself. All right, so I'll pin the zipper allowance, just like maybe I'm stitching them together. And then I'll go ahead and open it. Now I want to say this: if you feel like you get confused with this, just use one of this, either the lining or the main piece, to make it. Then afterwards you transfer to the other one. All right, so I'm going to use the front pattern, that's the one I cut out, onto the back, making sure that the right sides face each other so as to get the other side of the back off. So I'm measuring the shoulder, and then I'm going to mark the same thing on the back. All right, so this is right sides facing each other. And after getting the shoulder, I'll mark how deep I want the back to be, and then I'll connect just like this. Just make sure you curve it or you shape it in the manner you want. All right, so I'll go ahead and cut. So this way, after cutting, I still have my back right sides facing each other. All right, so I'm just going to start stitching, not putting right sides facing each other again, if I'm even making sense. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. After cutting, I have my lining and my main piece right sides facing each other. So I'll just go ahead and stitch the necklines together, and then I'll understitch. As simple as that. I just don't want stress sharp. Alright, so right now I'm pinning the necklines. I'll go ahead and stitch and then understitch. Make sure you notch the curved part before you understitch, and add a hemming gum to the necklines. So this is after I've stitched and understitched. So the next thing we are going to do now is to join the shoulders together. That's both the front and the back. So I'll go ahead and place the shoulders this way. Kindly watch what I'm doing. So I'm placing it this way. I've opened the shoulders into two. Thus I've opened it wide, and I'll place it this way. This is to have a neat finish. All right, so I'll pin them. Then I'll stitch with a 1/2 inch. So this is what I have after stitching the shoulders. So I'll hand press the allowance open, and then I'll join them together like this. So this is what I have for both the front and the back, with a nice finish. So I want to add my sleeves to the blouse, and then one side is off, right? So I'll pick one of the sleeves, and then I'll take the pattern of the front. That's the one I cut out first, and then I'll measure the depth of the armhole, and then I'll mark it around the armhole of the sleeve like this, and I'll cut it out. So this will now serve as the off sleeve, whilst the other one will be for the one shoulder. All right. So guys, I hope you learned something from this video. If you did, like the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about this DIY, and if you have any other DIY on how to make this blouse, share with us in the comment section below. Turn on your post notification bell so anytime I upload a new video, you'll be notified. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.